Welcome back to the final installment of my Artist Way series, where I'll be recapping weeks 10, 11, and 12 in a nutshell, and also discussing and chatting about the main takeaways of the Artist Way journey as a whole. All right, so I'm not going to lie, weeks 10, 11, and 12 probably took me twice as long to finish as it was supposed to take me. There was just so many things happening in life, particularly sickness. My daughter started childcare, and if you're a parent, you know what it's like when your child first starts a childcare. She's okay now, but she was sick back to back to back for the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's been ear infections, rhinovirus, RSV, which is a steep learning curve as a first time parent as well. So the artist way was not at the forefront of my mind, but I did manage to catch up. And I am really relying on notes that I took down right now to make this video because I don't actually remember exactly how I felt at the time. But the main takeaways that I've had between week 10, 11, and 12 is Julia really focuses on the spirit of competition over the spirit of creation. When we have competition as in the forefront of our minds, we're defining our creativity through the eyes and through the lens of somebody else. We're focusing all our efforts into bringing someone else's vision to life, or a better version of someone else's vision to life, and it's not really our own. The very essence of creativity and originality, where we remain true to ourselves, is essentially diminished. Focusing on competition also means that we're searching for approval from others. This is one of the biggest things that I've gotten from the entire 12 weeks of the Artist Way, or in my case, like 20 weeks of the Artist Way. One of my favorite quotes from week 11, I think it was, is to be an artist is to acknowledge the astonishing. It is to allow the wrong piece in a room if we like it. It is to hang on to a weird coat that makes us happy. It's not to keep trying to be something we aren't. I think this quote really backs the idea of doing things that just make you happy and not necessarily where you're following a trend or you're just doing things because a lot of people are doing them. If you want to wear something but you feel like it's mismatched but it brings you joy, just wear it. Or if you want to put some art on the wall that's like, I don't know, a bit out there, or you're scared of judgment from someone else, I don't know, do it anyway. It's just a nice reminder to add bits of your own personality and what makes you happy in your space. And that is also what defines an artist. So, moving on to the top 5 things that I've learned from this entire Artist Way experience. I've written down a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't know, I'm going to try really hard to condense it all down so that I'm not just regurgitating a bunch of stuff at you. And yeah, I don't want to dilute the message. So, number one, my creativity is for me and is meaningful regardless of recognition or outcome. I think this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned through this entire experience. Just shifting that mindset from how will other people view my art? How will this bring me profit? Or how will this get me more likes? Or just sort of, instead of constantly focusing on external factors, bringing it inwards. Number two, your dreams and what you love will always come back to you one way or another. The universe is endlessly supportive of you. I think I spoke about this in my very first Artist Way video, but this is just such a comforting thought to me. It's just really comforting to know that one day I can go back to this. And just because I'm not really making much or anything right now doesn't mean that it's over. Number three, we don't need to keep consuming in order to be inspired. Underconsumption and clearing your mind, being bored, can unexpectedly draw ideas and inspiration. This is how I felt after the digital detox. I think that was around week 4. It was like 7 days or something from memory, but I don't think I lasted 7 days. But that literally distancing yourself from constantly looking at things and taking things in actually helped clear my mind and make me feel even more inspired in a way, because sometimes you think that in order to be inspired we just have to be reading more books, watching more movies, going on Pinterest, going on Instagram, but really sometimes completely stopping and once again going inwards is a lot more beneficial, and in the a lot more beneficial in the long run, to know that you actually hold a lot of the answers and you don't need to go outside seeking them all of the time. The next one is, it's helped me shift my mindset back to joy, curiosity, and exploration over purely business and profit. There's nothing wrong with having or growing your business, but when you're solely focusing on how can I profit, or how can I grow, or how can I get more people to look at my work, how can I get into galleries, how can I, like, these are all normal and perfectly fine thoughts. But when that is the main and only focus, um, I think it can eventually lead to burnout, and you just lose that spark that you had. It becomes a chore. These are all things that I have experienced, and I know that I touched on some of this stuff just then, but I just can't emphasize it enough. This is definitely the biggest thing I've gotten out of this experience, is bringing everything back to me and just doing stuff because I want to do it, and it's not for any other external gain. It's a big lesson for me because that burnout caused me to stop entirely. So I used to do a lot of ceramics, and it's taken me years to book in for a class and go back to clay, after that whole experience of negative thoughts and burnout. And I was just being drained completely by all the things externally, and I was doing none of it for myself. I have another video on it, where I go into this in depth and read you a journal entry and everything. So check out my Artist Way series. And finally, listen to your interests no matter how small or how silly you think they are. Follow those breadcrumbs and see where it takes you. Don't overthink it. There's so many things I want to try, from jewelry making to woodwork, to these are all things I used to like as a younger person, especially in high school. And a lot of the time, it's easy to not do those things because it feels like a waste of time, or you think, oh, what's that person going to think, that I'm wasting my time and money making little earrings or making a chair or something. Like, I could be cooking or cleaning or doing something that makes me money. But oftentimes, I think the biggest satisfaction and the biggest hit of endorphins that we get is from doing things that purely make us happy. I think that basically summarizes the main things that I learnt from this Artist Way experience. I am curious to see how things go. Actually, you know what? I thought of one more thing. One more thing. Just with just by doing the Artist Way and it taking me so many more weeks longer than what was intended. So the program's 12 weeks, and I think I took, I don't even know, like at least 16, 18 weeks. I've stopped counting. I didn't do the morning pages every single day. I did as much as I could whenever I could. I didn't go on artist dates every single week. I did most weeks, and some weeks I went out more, and some weeks I didn't go out at all. But the fact that I've come to the end and I've learnt things and I've finished the program just goes to show that it doesn't have to be done perfectly in order to be done. I think the version of me from a few years ago probably would have given up like week 4, 5, 6 because I didn't do it properly. Um, and I would have made myself go back and start again. Or I would have been like, you know what, now's not the right time. I'll give it a go when I can do it properly. And I don't know how many more years it would have taken for me to pick that book up again and try again. But I'm really proud of myself that I kept going, and I didn't do it exactly how it was supposed to be done, but I did it the best I could and I got a lot out of it. It's about progress, not